just read this mainline account so people can get a grasp on how manipulative the mainstream media and even the raw media. I mean, this is a report directly from Reuters. It didn't get picked up by anybody else. Maybe the local media covered this a little tiny bit, but the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette actually wrote a pretty fair story while you were detained. I should print that one. I have that linked over at theinfowarrior.com. But let me just read the spin. Police and anti-capitalist protesters clashed at the University of Pittsburgh campus on Friday evening. Anti-capitalist protesters,
freedom-loving.
I didn't see anyone preaching against There was no anti-capitalist posters. Like I said, there was a couple anarchists, possibly provocateurs, and another thing that really lets me know that provocateurs are in charge of these organizations, and a lot of them are well-meaning idiots. You know, they're looking for something to rebel against. They don't have a lot of time on their hands or brains in their head, so they're just willing to listen to somebody else. Yeah, let's get violent. Yeah, we're taking them down. That sort of thing. Is that Cindy Sheehan on Wednesday tried to go to the anarchist meeting to see what they had planned to take part in it, and they threw her out. Yeah. See, they don't want a legitimate voice there. So the anti-capitalist protesters, total garbage.
She's not a trust fund kid. I think that's why she wasn't allowed.
Exactly. A lot of them are trust fund kid. Team Space Bag. Hours after the Group of the 20 summit of rich and developing nations ended, police shot beanbags filled with rubber pellets to disperse about 40 demonstrators that gathered at a plaza for a rally against police brutality organized by Twitter messages. This was not organized by Twitter messages. People got together after the initial 10,000 protest winded down over in that city square where they had a concert. I believe it was East Park, actually, is where it ended.
Right.
And that's where I got word of it. That's where I actually contacted you after you got on the bus. I said, well, it looks like there might be something at about 10 p.m. Because we were even skeptical that something was going to go down there.
Right. Yeah, we weren't sure.
I mean, the way it had broken up so quickly from 10,000 to just a few thousand to then a few hundred, and without any real incident that second day.
And the night before seemed to be overblown. That Thursday night where they said they were burning things and rioting.
We didn't see any of that.
Right there's nothing going on.
Exactly. The most action that we had seen up until that point was the protest march that occurred on, I believe it was Thursday. Thursday was that initial protest march.
That was Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're right. I keep
Thursday was the big one, and then Friday was the.
No. Friday was the big march.
Oh, Friday was.
Yeah. So it was Thursday. Yeah, I was correct. It was Thursday. Thursday was when, we went to the park. Mainstream media was there trying to make it about the anarchists, although the anarchists weren't that big. In fact, I got an interview with some pretty interesting people out there. When I saw Cindy, I also saw Reverend Billy of What Would Jesus Buy, and he was bullhorning. Apparently, he's running for mayor of New York City. You may not agree with everything he has to say, but I think he's got a really good non-consumer message, and it's a good. He's on the green ticket. It's a way to challenge Bloomberg, who, if you know anything about Bloomberg, another billionaire who does not have our best interests at heart. Another power grabber, another member of the elite, somebody who would like to have a role as a vice president or possibly a president in the future. Somebody who, in my opinion, is extremely heartless for letting all these first responders die from being on the scene and refusing to give them the aid they need. It's disgusting to me, Rob.
Totally.
So, again, they say they dispersed 40 demonstrators. No, they locked the entire city of Oakland down. And no, it's not Oakland, California. A lot of people are in Oakland. No. Right. Pittsburgh has three pretty big sections. You got downtown Pittsburgh, you got the south side, then you got Oakland, and Lawrenceville is somewhere in between there.
On the other side of the hill.
Yeah, exactly. And they locked down all of Oakland. And I mean, I'm going by regular students. There's a lot of footage of me, taping students who are just trying to go downtown to have fun, and they've got to come right back up because the riot police are like, look, everything's shut down, everything's locked down. We tried to find a steak sandwich store that was closed. People were in fear. I mean, how many windows did we see boarded up downtown?
Yeah, they were boarded up everywhere, and that was on the beyond the zone that you could even drive through.
That's right.
They were they had those zones. They had it blocked off for cars, and then inside that they had it blocked off for pedestrians. There was not one demonstration that I saw in there. I think the Falun Gong got in through the barricades at one point, but they were marching on the sidewalk. Nobody was in the street, and I think they got in on Thursday and got in, but. They were carrying banners, probably being very quiet, not being very vocal.
Well, they had assured us that first night. I had talked to that first officer while they were setting up the barricades and I was taping. He said, no, We're not going to regulate pedestrian traffic. But then as soon as that first protest occurred, boy, did they regulate pedestrian traffic.
Credentials.
You could not, I wasn't allowed to walk over several bridges.
Yeah.
I tried to get downtown. They said, no, you can't be here, sir. You just have to go somewhere else. We had to go hide out in a bar for 90 minutes before we could get even into town. And then we had to walk over the bridge because we couldn't take our car there. Thank you so much, Rob Dew. Much more on the Alex Jones Show tomorrow and throughout the week. We'll be back after this.
This is Alex Jones. Have you heard of the Millionaire Patriot? Well, you should. He has a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training waiting for you. That's right. You can attend 5 days of world-class gun training at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute and secure a 30-state concealed weapons permit, all for pennies on the dollar. Plus, if you act fast, the Millionaire Patriot will give you a free Springfield Armory XD pistol in the caliber of your choice. I believe now is the time that you and your family need to be armed and trained to levels that exceed law enforcement and military standards. Front Sight provides such training without any boot camp mentality or drill instructor attitudes. This is real. Don't miss out. Secure a Front Sight defensive handgun course, plus a 30-state concealed weapons permit for pennies on the dollar, and get your free handgun. Go to frontsight.com today. That's FRONTSIGHT.com. Go to frontsight.com for your training and free gun.
We got Luke Rudowski coming up at the top of the hour. But now I want to take you through this 7.5-minute video. It's posted over at Infowars.com. It's over at the Infowarrior.com. Go check it out at the Alex Jones channel. I'm pretty much going to let the video speak for itself and comment throughout. But again, I started off showing you there's not that many people in this park. But yet, the militarized police are there. With the military. And LRAD weapons. And tear gas. And rubber bullets. And pepper spray. And batons, and quite frankly, a psychotic attitude that they would attack a 120-pound kid with a peace flag wrapped around his neck, trying to get his bicycle. Probably his only means of transportation out there. Some of us didn't, grow up with the trust fund. Some of us didn't have daddy buy us the Eddie Bauer mobile. Some of us had to get around on a bicycle. So without further ado, let's get to this video, and we'll do the play-by-play even when Burma squeals like a pig, because it happens. I get grabbed. I'm trying to get out of there. I'm sorry if I got a little bit of a high voice, and I'm not as brave as some people think. I don't want to be detained. I don't want to be beaten. I don't want to be tear gassed. I don't want to be tased. I want to get out of there by the skin of my, what. And here it is right here without further ado.
Guys, just remember that's a young girl right there.
This is my homework.
Please.
And I go to this school.
A young girl with homework. And again, about 20 people, maybe 30 people around her. Now, what I'm showing you here is everybody's got the gas masks on, and the park is essentially empty. It's empty except for the police officers. I am all by my lonesome at this point. And what happens? Oh, look, the military's here to protect us. Isn't that lovely? And the military is here to protect us. And I'm just going by police officer after police officer. You can hear the helicopter with the spotlight in the background. That's what's going on there. They were spotlighting people trying to get away. Notice all the grass. Okay, there's no one there. There's barely any protest going on.
Tell me where I gotta go, sir.
And here's the squeal. It's coming up. I get chased down by this jackboot here. He starts charging at me.
I'm asking where I gotta be.
Turn around.
All right, jeez.
Then go.
And that's where I get grabbed
Jeez, I
right
didn't do
there.
anything. Not violent.
This guy starts reaching in for his twist ties like he's going to arrest me. The dogs start barking at me. So I start filming the dogs. All of a sudden, on my left, I get approached.
All right. I'm on the sidewalk.
It's not enough that I'm backing off. I've got a camera. The camera is the new semi-automatic. Now, at this point, they just grab this guy who's all by himself over on the side, and they just toss him down. Watch as he walks away. He's walking away. His hands are up. That's not enough. You get thrown to the ground, boy. That's how we roll. Just totally, and then he gets, someone points a weapon at him.
And/or subject to other police action. Other police action may include actual physical removal, the use of riot control agents, and/or less lethal munitions, which could cause risk of injury to those who remain.
And once again, how
Guys, we have earplugs if you need them right here. Earplugs right here if you guys need them.